You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 88 of the SZN podcast. As usual, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And just before we get into the episode, please make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a review on all the streaming platforms. We're pretty much on all of them, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, we're on every single one of them. To get to where we are easily, just head over to our Instagram, which is strapszn podcast, or our Twitter, strapszn pod. And in the link of both of those platforms there's a link in the bio that has all of our links. So please make sure you do that for us, guys. We'd like to engage with you lot. But yeah, man, let's not waste time, man. I'm looking forward to this one because we've got two brilliant fights to review and obviously one excellent fight next week to preview. So let's get straight into it, man. I want to start with the ladies. You cool to start with the ladies?
Yeah.
Let's call it spade a spade. That's the fight that stole the show of the evening, right? It was two mega fights on yesterday. One was just incredible, and we'll get onto it now.
Oh, we said it before. When the fight was announced, we knew what was the fight. So
yeah, we knew which one would probably be more exciting. They were both incredible fights, but we knew there was one that's definitely going to be mad exciting. Yeah, man.
As we get into this, I want us to have like an agenda for how we break this one down. So let's start with like the preamble.
Okay.
Preamble, get into the fight.
Yeah.
Then we talk about the commentary. And we have to talk about the commentary and then goofballs.
Yeah.
Then we talk about what's next and whatnot.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, let's start with the preamble. Do you want to kick us off with that then?
Yeah, obviously, a lot has been made of this fight. He talks about the biggest women's fight in history, Amandaserrano, Katietaylor. I think when, like I mentioned earlier, when these fights were announced and the dates were announced, we said this fight is huge for women's boxing. It'll go down in history, one for the ages at Madison Square Garden, a sold-out crowd, first time a women's fight is headlined at Madison Square Garden. And this is for undisputed, all the marbles, highest payday in women's boxing history, all of that, all coming into one. And yeah, obviously these two of the biggest women's fighters in the history of the sport and currently in terms of their accolades and their skill level. And yeah, talked up and coming into the fight, the atmosphere was crazy. I mean, what did you make of the atmosphere?
Absolutely insane. Obviously, it being in New York, obviously I knew Amandaserrano would have a big following there. Obviously, being Puerto Rican, but New York sort of born and New York raised. Obviously they're out there in the droves, aren't they? So, but I also knew that Katietaylor, Irish fans, as we know, up there in terms of the best boxing fans in the world, to be honest, who in terms of traveling and backing their fighter, they're always local. So I knew that both fighters would have huge support in the arena. And before it was main event time, you could hear it. You could hear the buzz. You could feel the buzz in anticipation. The crowd was going off. The crowd were going off, bro. From before the ring walks even started, they were going crazy. You could just feel it. Through watching it through your screen, you could feel it. It was crazy. I think, honestly, I'm not even sticking my neck out here or anything. I think in terms of like best atmospheres that I've like viewed from a screen, boxing wise, I think it might be top 3. You know, it felt magical. I can't lie, man. The atmosphere felt insane. Insane.
I mean, the ring walks, those ring walks, very contrasting, very different ring walks.
Yeah.
Amandaserrano's was pumped up. Obviously, came up to New York.
Yeah. I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Hey.
Like she's looking for New York bangers and then the Puerto Rican one.
I did the pepper. Yeah, hey, that song's a banger still. That song is a freaking banger. Yeah.
Boy. You can see the feeling, the atmosphere. She was ready to bring. And then Katietaylor's one come out to
contrast it.
Complete contrast, walking in slow.
taking her time, taking in the, just taking in the atmosphere. It was definitely like where Amanda's was more turn you up, get hyped, get excited. Katie Taylor sort of, for me, I guess, tugged on more the emotional heartstrings. It was a bit more emotional. It was a bit more, you can feel it. So yeah, it was cold.
Bro, Katie Taylor's ring walk might be one of my favorite ring walks of all time.
That one for you, yeah?
It was magical, man. Like deep in, like the occasion, it just felt like a movie, where someone's directed it and it's just like no emotion. I clocked, someone chucked an Irish flag, and then he heard picked it up and put it around his neck.
Yeah.
I know he was lost in the moment. He had it around his neck. He was just soaking it in as well.
That reminds me, we're gonna have to do one of these days. We might have to do an episode of like best ring walks, best and worst ring walks. Because we've seen some fantastic ones. I can't lie. So yeah, we might have to do that one of these days. Like top ring walks, because we've seen some sick ones. Think about it. We've seen some wavy ones.
For instance, Chris Eubank Senior.
Yeah.
Tyson.
Even recently, Kell Brook, all the lights, the piano. Yeah.
That Katie Taylor ring walk was just magical for me, especially given the occasion.
Yeah.
It was magical. But yeah, let's move on to the fight. Yeah.
Let's move on to the fight. You see me? Boy, I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, this fight's had so much years of anticipation, and it's safe to say, bro, it delivered. I mean, we didn't question it. We knew this fight was going to be incredible. The fact that, obviously, just off the fact that it's a women's boxing fight and they all come to fight, and obviously we know what type of fighters these two are, we knew it was going to be nothing short of incredible. But I think it was good that it was so incredible so that the casual can see what women are capable of delivering and what they've been delivering, actually, since women's boxing has sort of been given a platform. It's always been amazing. So, yeah, man, the fight itself, it went how I thought it was going to go, in the sense that we knew Katie Taylor is someone that you probably say is the better boxer between the two. Better footwork, better hand speed. And Amandaserrano is someone that likes to come forward, puts pressure on fighters, throws a lot. I think they said she throws the most punches per round out of any women's boxer. Am I correct in saying that, Flowz? I think they dropped that stat. Oh, they said that, or in the division, she drops the most punches per round. So we knew that she'd be coming forward, applying pressure, and backing her power, because she really does back her power, and she's got a lot of knockouts to show for it. So round one's come now. I've given that round to Katie, I believe. I just thought I thought the game plan that she was coming with was correct in terms of being on the back foot, let Amanda come to her, and just beat Amanda to the punch with her faster hands and superior footwork. And she was timing Amanda and just getting off her flurries. Because you see Katie Taylor, she tends to fight in flurries. I catch in flurries, but that's how she tends to operate. So that's how round one went for me. I thought, okay, yeah, good round from Katie. We can sort of see the play, what's going to go on during this fight. Amanda's going to be the one chasing. Katie is going to be the one that's on the back foot, trying to catch her when she comes inside. And that's what she did, didn't it? Yeah, what were your thoughts on round one?
Yeah, she came out with a game plan of using her feet, using her movement, and pretty much trying to counter Amanda as she comes in, or use her speed to get in and out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Flurries or a quick pop shot here and there.
Yeah.
Trying to using her movement and going around and keeping a distance. It was very much a battle of distances, actually. She was keeping a distance at that time, and Amanda's trying to work her way in, kind of with the jab, but not so much. Using the jab more as a rangefinder. Yeah, good game plan for Katie Taylor initially. But
yeah, good that you touched upon that, because as we've highlighted so many times in this pod before, Katie Taylor is really good. That's kind of her bag. That's what she's best at in terms of how she fought that round one. But Katie is a proud Irish woman, and she's very, very liable to being invited into a scrap, shall I say, and sitting in the pocket, and letting her hands go. In fact, it's not even easy to tempt her. Sorry, it's not even hard to tempt her. You twist her arm a little bit, and she will happily jump in with that scrap. So I thought to myself, this is going to happen at some point where because I think rounds 2, you're seeing the same sort of thing again. Kate on the back foot, Amanda's sort of trying to chase her down, walk her down. Amanda started investing to the body, and it was nice body work as well. She was trying to go for it towards the body. Katie was headhunting, to be honest, throughout the entire fight, whilst Amanda was happy to, throw some shots of purchase towards the body. So 2, similar sort of pattern as round 1. But 3, you're starting to see Amanda's starting to cut off the ring a bit better. Katie Taylor is, I don't want to say the game plan's unraveling, but she's sitting a bit more in the pocket a bit more now and looking to trade a little bit, etc. So with that being said, I thought to myself, okay, it's about round 3 or 4 now, when I can see that Katie Taylor to me looks tired. As in, she's not sitting down. Obviously, I think for her entire fight, she didn't sit down on her stool whenever the bell went.
You knew that was at one point.
You notice? Oh, well, did she sit down eventually? I swear she was step.
No,
which round?
After round 5.
Oh yeah. After round. So the first couple of rounds, she wasn't sitting down. And I'm looking at her. She was breathing heavy, blah blah. Amanda's looking composed and not tired. So I'm there thinking to myself, bro, Katie looks like she's shattered, and she's starting to slow down. Amanda's dragging her into this little scrap that suits her. And boy, if it carries on like this, I reckon the second half of the fight, we're going to see an Amandaserrano takeover. I said that. I think I messaged you that in round 4. Round 5 now, it didn't even take long to happen. What happened in round 5 now? Katie Taylor's probably had the worst round of her career. Amanda's got to her in a big, big way. From round 3 or 4, Katie was starting to slow down. Amanda was starting to get to her and hit her with these big, powerful shots. And then round 5, she trapped her in the corner, and boy, she unloaded. And it wasn't like a full unloaded in terms of like it was one way. Katie Taylor was firing back. Let me throw it out there. Katie Taylor is never going to let herself be out. Like, she's not going to get destroyed like that. But the fact of the matter is, in terms of the power stakes, you could see that Katie's shots weren't having any effect on Amandaserrano, really. Whilst Amanda's shots were hurting Katie. I think that's the round where she bust her nose. Blood was teeming from her nose, I think. And boy, it looked at one point where she was severely, severely hurt, and she was close to even going down. It was that bad at one point in that 5th round. A round from hell for Katie Taylor. Like, that's definitely the worst round she's had. That's the biggest adversity she's faced in a round. It was peak, man. I think a lot of people were thinking, "Rah, this could be stopped right now." At that 5th round, when that was going down, Flowz, were you worried in terms of like, yo, we might see Amanda take this?
Yeah, I was looking at it because that's like you say, she doesn't mind exchanging. In fact, she probably invited it.
Yeah,
she went to the corner and they both started trading off. Both were landing.
Yeah,
like you said, power stakes landed with Serrano.
And
I'll tell you what, in those exchanges, Serrano picks the better shots because she'll go to the body as well.
The body work. Yeah.
She was throwing uppercuts in there. I think a few uppercuts.
Yeah,
is what really dazzled the Katie Taylor. So just exchanging hooks. She's landing the short uppercuts, and to the body as well. So she's mixing up. So she was landing the better shots, while Katie Taylor was almost just not windmilling, but then she's trying to use her hand speed to throw these hooks.
Yeah, to get out of trouble. Yeah. But it's not.
At one point in the corner, her hand gets caught between the ropes, and that's when it kind of went downhill because she went to throw one, she might have missed, but then now she's got focused on my arms caught and get out. And Amanda just landed a few more. She tried to get out. They started trading in the middle of the ring. Amanda's piecing her up, and it looked like Katie Taylor could go down. That she was in serious trouble, and that maybe could even get stopped. It was looking that bad, but she was still throwing. But she was getting.
That's the key thing. It's the fact that she, like I said, Katie Taylor, she's such a warrior, man. She's such a warrior because even though she looked in trouble in those rounds, I knew she would. She if she was to go down, she'd go down swinging. She's never one to let someone overwhelm her, even if she's losing the round and she's clearly, you can see her. Her face was bashed, so you're seeing that she's getting pieced up. She was always gonna be firing back with some sort of combos to get out of trouble, and that's what she did. But I'm there thinking off this 5th, boy. I've already seen that. Obviously, the pattern, the fact that she looks super tired, Amanda looks super calm and super fit, super composed. this is happening as early as the 5th. I predicted second half takeover at the time. So I'm thinking this could be really bad because Amanda Serrano can go from strength to strength here. Katie Taylor could be fading right now. So yeah, it's gotten to round 6. I think round 6 as well. I actually think that was a decent bounce back round from Katie. Mm-hmm. She didn't look. I thought after that 5th round, such a big momentum shift. You might see Amanda go from strength to strength, but Katie sort of brought it back a little bit. It was still shaky around from her. She could tell she still wasn't fully back yet in terms of her legs, etc. But she didn't ship as much punishment as she did in the 5th round. So I remember thinking from 6 through rounds 1 to 6, I had it 3-3, bro. I had it 3 apiece on the scorecards. I had it 3 apiece on the scorecards, a draw. I don't know what these other scorecards were saying, Chris Mannix and them, man. Yeah, we'll get to them. But I think I had the exact same scorecard as Tony Bellew, actually, from what I remember, because I remember thinking, yes, Bellew's got it right. Chris Mannix is chatting smack. But anyways, 3-3 at this time, through 6, and I'm thoroughly enjoyed what I'm seeing. But yeah, second half of the fight now, it's odd, man, because Amanda Serrano, I don't know if she punched herself out in that 5th round. I don't know if she punched herself out in that 5th round activity, or she kind of thought that she was so far ahead on the scorecards, but she kind of left off the gas a little bit from round 7 onwards. It was quite strange. And we've seen Katie Taylor in the second half of the fight come back with a second wind. And instead of inviting Amanda Wren to trade in the pocket with her, she's gone back to her tactics that we saw in round 1, round 2, trying to box on the outside, hand speed, footwork, etc. Catch Amanda as she comes in. So yeah, it was very interesting that we saw that amazing peak from Amanda Serrano. She looked like she, had Katie where she wanted her, and then she's kind of weaned off the gas a little bit. It was quite weird. But yeah, I'm not too sure if it was just, like I said, her punching herself out, maybe, or just maybe Katie Taylor's second win was just so good. But yeah, man, what were your thoughts on Amanda, I guess, sort of coming off the gas a little bit from the second half of the fight?
I think she punched herself out, man. Spending so much energy. You saw how many punches she threw that 5th round and how many she landed. Gave her best shots. And maybe she thought, Katie will start to fade. In the 6th, like you said, the 6th round, Katie came out a lot better than expected. Not that she won the round as such, but she still had fight. You think she might be trying to survive or a few more shots that she could go, but she came out almost ready to fight again. Like, yeah, let's go. Like not that she shook it off completely. But yeah, I thought maybe Serrano punched herself out because it's a 10-round fight. It's 2 minutes. You're not thinking you're so far ahead that you're going to take your foot off the gas in the 7th. You're going to go for the kill.
It's weird though, because she looks so fit and composed, even obviously leading up to that 5th. Yeah, maybe she didn't look like she was breathing heavy at all. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was to punch herself out, because I'm there thinking this woman looks a lot fitter and stronger than Katie Taylor. I'm there thinking Katie Taylor's looking like she's going to fade. But this is, I guess, testament once again to Katie Taylor's pride and her being a warrior, because she got a second wind and she got back to her boxing. And even though the remaining rounds from round 7 to 10 were competitive and all action back and forth, she was landing the better shots to me. She was getting the better of the rounds, landing the better shots, and even low-key buzzing Serrano a couple of times as well, like just with the hand speed and whatnot. So in the end, she ended up cutting Serrano as well. So yeah, man, it was that the last 3 rounds was interesting fight, because I've given the early rounds obviously to Katie, middle portion kind of Serrano, and then once again the later rounds again to Katie Taylor. And yeah, man, just testament to, just credit to her how amazing she is, because she had to dig deep. She really did dig deep.
You know what it is? It's not even so much Serrano punched herself out, because I don't think she was knackered. I'm not going to say that.
She didn't seem knackered to me, yeah.
Yeah. It was Katie Taylor's going back to using her footwork.
Yeah.
So when she was engaging with her and training with her, Serrano can get off her work.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to stay in front of me and trade. I'm going to go to town almost.
Yeah.
And now she's using her footwork, moving, getting out the way, not staying in the pocket with banging with her. Serrano footwork went as quick as Katie Taylor, so she weren't going to get to her almost when she's trying to get away. So she didn't allow her to for work almost, and I think that might have played more of a factor than as her punching herself out as such. But I do think she expended a lot of energy that 5th round, and she went up in the tempo as such.
Yeah, I think that obviously, well, actually, I'll get to that towards the end, but let's talk about that 10th round, bro, because this has been such an amazing fight from round 1 to 9. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been nuts. All action, back and forth, seesaw kind of thing. What you're thinking now, wow, what a fight. I'm applauding before he gets to the 10th, thinking, okay, ladies, send us off right. Like, let's have it proper now. Final round.
And it's a close fight. And it's
a close fight. I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you expect nothing less for that 10th round to go like that?
Bro, it tops my expectations. I can't lie to you.
You actually thought you thought you didn't think it'd be as good as what it delivered, right?
I thought like the last they'll bang out for like the last minute. They'll bang out for 2 minutes.
Literally, I was gonna say, like, I knew they were gonna do madness on that 10th, but not from the moment they touched gloves and they got crack. You know how they touched gloves, Amanda was straight in the face. They got cracking immediately, bro. Just, oh my gosh, that's one of the best last rounds I've seen in a long time. Both of them swinging for the hills. Katie Taylor was swinging with such viciousness that she almost touched the canvas off her own swing. She swung so wildly, and she was just letting her hands go so much she lost balance. That's how much these ladies put into that final 10th round. Incredible from both of them. Blood teaming from both their faces. Yeah, just unreal.
Proper war, man.
Proper war. Neither of them wanted to give an inch. Neither of them were willing to like back off or anything. They were just happy to sit there in the pocket and just throw hell to it. Bro, there was no looking to slip punches or nothing. It was literally, I'm gonna throw as many of these as I can.
Trying to early on, she was trying to slip her throat, but then she just bust more funny. She
just gave up and said, "Yeah, let me just stop." Yeah, bro. It was literally, I'm gonna throw as many of these punches as I can within a 2-minute time limit, and then we'll see what going after. Literally, that was it. I'm so happy they did that as well, bro. You could barely hear the bell at times. I could barely hear the 10-second clapper. I could barely hear it because the crowd was going crazy. Like I said, let's go back to the atmosphere. The atmosphere, was it twice where the referee couldn't even hear? Twice the referee couldn't even hear the bell because the crowd was so loud and they were going so crazy, and the atmosphere was that mad that the referee. There was one time, in fact, I think Serrano like got a few digs in after the bell, but it's because the referee didn't hear it. So, but Katie Taylor was like, she paused. And she was pointing. Yeah, she was pointing. And Amanda was still trying to. Oh, too funny. But yeah, man, what an incredible 10-round war. The commentator said afterwards that that's the female fight of the year. I was like, nah, it's not the female fight. That's probably the fight of the year. We're only in May, but that's already going to be so hard to beat, male or female, as the best fight of the year. Just an incredible. I actually ran it back. Well, this morning, this later on today, I ran it back. You ran it back as well, right? Yep.
Run it back again.
Quick before bed, run it back a third, fourth time. Just unbelievable. Hats off to these ladies for actually a truly historic night. As you said, man, this had all the history, all the belts on the line. The fact that it's two of the best within that weight class. It's number 1 versus number 2. In this division. The fact that it's been built up for so many years. MSG, first ladies headlining. Like, it's just everything about this was historic. All we needed was the fight to deliver. It did more than that. This was 11 out of 10 fight, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'll tell you what I am disappointed about. I don't think enough casuals preed it. I think only pure boxing fans watched it.
Brother, I even messaged my boys. I messaged my boys when I woke up today, telling people, bro, you guys on the real, you guys need to watch Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano.
Bro, I'll be
I was sending it. I was sending that. You know, the zone highlight package.
Yeah.
I was sending that to group chats. You lot take this in, honestly, incredible. So yeah, man.
Bro, it's an amazing fight, and I think this fight here will do so much for women's boxing. You know how when we ask people, what got you into boxing, that question when we have our guests on, talks about what this fight for future generations will be the fight girls talk about and boys.
I hope so. I hope so. It better be.
This fight has done so much, not just for women's boxing, and for boxing in general, for the zone, for Eddie Hearn, for MSG. Everyone involved in this fight is a historic moment for them as individuals, as a collective, for boxing in general. This is a special moment in terms of a fight being built up and living up to the hype, and everyone just soaking it in, everyone enjoying it, everyone saying it's brilliant. You saw the tweets after from people.
I was literally going to say, I was so happy to see the adulation that these girls got from not just not just female boxers, male boxers, male pros, big guys like Errol Spence, etc. were all tweeting saying this is an amazing fight of the year. Hats off to these ladies, giving these ladies the props that they deserve. And that honestly made me, like, when I'm scrolling through the timeline, just seeing these tweets from these people, it actually made me happy because these girls deserve it. They more than deserve it. So yeah, I'm on the big shout out to obviously Jake Paul and Eddie Hearn for getting this over the line, because I know that those two got these girls paid.
Yeah,
I think they said it's the highest ever purse, for a women's boxing fight, and they flipping deserve it. So I'm happy that those two were involved and they got it over the line, getting these two paid. Yeah, man, just everything from the teams to the camps to the promoters, MSG, the fans, everything that sort of made this happen and made this such a historic night. Hats off to everyone, honestly. Yeah.
We highlight everyone involved. David Diamante was turned up.
he was too turned.
Like, bro, I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, he's loving this. I'm telling you, everyone involved, this is a special moment for them. And it's gonna just being part of it is gonna like almost change them. Like the zone, I'm thinking the zone must got bare subscribers because of this fight.
I hope so. Yeah. Like
this production here and it being one of the best fights, the zone's in the history books because of it. MSG history books. Yeah, brilliant fight, man. And credit to both fighters once again. None of them took backward steps. Both high level fight as well, not just a broad high level fight, because they were doing some stuff in there.
Exactly. Now, it wouldn't be a big fight without some moans and groans, Flowz. So let's get your I&Ds out, because there were just a few things I wasn't too happy about. Let's talk about the DAZN commentary team. Because we alluded to it earlier, but we weren't the only ones that complained. Let's put it that way. I think you could see the complaints were right throughout the timeline. Just two people I want to highlight. Chris Mannix and Jessica. That's both of the weeks done already. Chris Mannix. Jessica McCaskill. Stop what you get. Let's get rid of Chris first, because why is it that every single DAZN card, this guy's scorecard is so at odds with mine and everyone else has boxing sense, that it's baffling, bro. It's happened so many times. I'm messaging saying, yo, Chris Mannix scorecard's a joke. What fight is Chris Mannix watching? I've tweeted it bare times off the account. It's nuts. This guy had, I think, at round 6, where I had it 3-3? This brother had it 5-1 Serrano. I said, what fight are you watching? Nah, man, insane. And then, it's pretty clear that Jessica McCaskill wants to fight Katie Taylor again, right?
Yeah, you can tell.
I think it's quite clear that she wants revenge, because Katie beat her in 2018. I remember that fight as well. It's quite clear that she wants to fight Katie Taylor again, because I felt like, once again, we wasn't the only ones to highlight this, but the commentary from her was so biased towards Serrano. Her and Mannix, really. It was almost as if they had everything Katie Taylor did, they were watching on mute.
Bro, And when I watched it back, I was paying attention to what they were saying. Katie Taylor be getting off with her good work.
Was
and these
pissing me.
guys were talking about a different sport. They don't talk about NFL. I was like, brother, comment on the fight.
There'll be times where Katie Taylor will probably get the better of exchange, but because Serrano landed like one big shot, they'll say, "Oh, hard right from Serrano," and I'm like, but Katie Taylor pieced her up for that combination. Like she hit her 3-4 times before Serrano got off that one shot. But cool, ignore it. It was annoying me. It was very, very annoying. Very, very biased.
Like, okay, Jessica McCaskill has reason, and to be fair to her, up until that fight, her commentary had been pretty good. Her analysis had been pretty good.
She bro, I've been seeing her get praise. As in, yeah. I
wouldn't hate her too tough, but I know, like, I tweeted, like, look, she's killing me because you might as well just say you don't like Katie Taylor.
It's obvious.
I just stopped talking because, she was killing me. But Chris Mannix is the one I have a problem with because if you clocked, this guy said, oh, Katie Taylor needs to stay in the pocket and back.
Yeah, Flowz, he kept saying that Katie Taylor's game plan, the round 1, round 2 game plan in terms of box and move, she said, oh, it's failed. It's wrong. It's not working. She needs to try and, be in there with her in the fire and bang out with her. I'm saying, bro, you listen to what you're saying. You saw what happened. She did that in round 5. It was peak. He even had the nerve to say, well, Katie Taylor's used 2 game plans already and it's failed. She now needs to find a third. I said, you're taking the piss, Chris.
And you know what? By round 8, he changed his tune.
He said, get back to the... Yeah.
He said, no, this is working. She needs to keep doing this.
He's clown.
And Jessica McCaskill as well. She agreed with him when he said,
That's what annoyed me, because you're a boxer.
And then she changed the tune as well.
Yeah.
Keep doing this. I was like, but this is what she was doing, and you said it wasn't working. So yeah, them two were moving nuts, and the commentary was, a bit of a shambles. I'm glad they cut to Tony Bellew for a brief moment, and he gave
a brief moment of sanity.
And even
Clarissa, her analysis was on point. Like when they cut to Clarissa, she spoke the thing. She's, they usually accuse Clarissa of always siding with the non-white fighter, but she was actually very fair today.
Yeah, but she respects both of them highly.
Yeah.
10th round. Who was the co-commentator? It was Jessica McCaskill. It wasn't Chris Mannix or someone else.
No, it was I can't remember. It's the main design. I can't remember his name, but
Todd Grisham. Is it him?
Yes, Todd Grisham. I think that's him.
Yeah, Todd Grisham. Jessica McCaskill was like, "Oh, Katie Taylor's getting caught with big shots here." Todd Grisham said, "Well, she's landing with her own too." Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, she is. I was like, "Nah, I need to lock this off. You're violating." Todd Grisham, he was the only one.
Yeah, literally Grisham and Bellew, and obviously Clarissa. They were the only ones who I thought were being fair, objective, etc. But Mannix and McCaskill were on something else that night, man. On something else. Both of them, it was nuts. But yeah, hats off to both fighters. Naturally, obviously, we got asked now, what's next?
Well, we don't even say what the result.
We got so excited. Yeah. Okay, so on the pod last week, we predicted we reckon it'd be Katie Taylor SD. That's exactly what it went down with the judges. The first judge had it, 94? No. Was it 96, 93? Serrano? I can't remember. But yeah, the first judge got read out for Serrano. Other 2 judges had it for Katie. Katie Taylor wins, retains, and still by SD. Happy with the decision. I think the decision went the right way. I had Katie Taylor winning. I can also see how you could have Amanda Serrano winning, maybe, just about, because some of those rounds were close swing rounds. But I was very confident to me in saying that, okay, you might say Katie Taylor's face is more bashed up and she's taken more power shots than she's landed compared to against Serrano, etc. But you take away the fact that it's simple. Apart from those middle rounds, I thought Katie Taylor got the better of earlier rounds, and then she got the second win towards the later end of the fight and also took those rounds too. Yes, the rounds Amanda won, they might have been a lot more convincing, but we know how boxing works. We know how it's scored. It's round by round. So even though the rounds Katie Taylor won might have been closer, to me, she won those rounds. So I gave her those points. So I was happy with the decision. It was an incredible fight. So obviously you've got a lot of people saying, oh yeah, Serrano took that, or the judges' scorecards are wrong. But yeah, for me, it went to the right woman. Happy days. What about you? What were your thoughts on the scorecards and judging? I think you had it similar to me, right?
Yeah. Once again, last episode we called it accurately, but yeah, again, we said it's going to be a close fight. We're going to have a difference in opinions, split decision. We even then we said, they're going to need to run it back immediately because people are going to call for it.
That's the first thing I said. Run it back.
Great fight. I think I agreed with the decision. I thought Katie Taylor won. But you can see a few swing rounds, maybe a draw. I think a draw I'd accept at best. But then if someone said Serrano won, they could maybe argue certain rounds, maybe. But for me, scoring it twice, I saw Katie Taylor winning either 7-4 or 6-3.
6, yeah.
Oh no, 7-3, 6-4.
Yeah.
What I would say is the best Katie Taylor could have. And then you might say 6-4 to Serrano if you could argue a few rounds. But I think the 2 swing rounds I would say were probably the 4th and 7th. I gave the 10th to Serrano because even though that's a close round, I think she applied pressure immediately. So she
did. Yeah.
So I gave that to her. But swing rounds 7th and 4th.
Yeah.
There was no losers in that fight, man, just because of it was bigger than both of them, man.
Yeah.
And skill they displayed, the heart they displayed, the action they displayed, they lived up to the hype. So no losers regardless. But yeah.
No losers for everyone. Us as fans, both fighters, the stock has increased even further. Yes, Amanda lost, but it's almost sometimes it's a good loss because she's been a part of something historic and she pushed the best women's fighter, which people say she's the best women's fighter of all time, isn't it? Obviously, we know someone who could debate that, but best Irish athlete of all time. Yeah, yep, they're saying that. I agree.
That's fair.
I've got nothing to say to that. I think that's fair. I think in the heat of the moment, I tweet off the account, wherever the result, run it back immediately. But let's talk about that because naturally, obviously, we know why they should run it back. Look what it produced, and the fans loved it. I remember I said that I think we both agreed that I think this should probably be Katie Taylor's last fight. She should perhaps, if she wins this, think about calling it a day, sort of go out on a high. I still believe that. I still think that Katie Taylor should hang up now. I think she should walk away from the sport. She's been her last fight was something historic. She got the W. However, I know the nature of the business, and money always talks. And she was even the one that they didn't even have to prompt her. She said, "Let's run it back." Afterwards, during the interview, she said, "Oh yeah, happy to run it back." So I feel like they're probably going to run this back, And I can't complain. I'm happy with it either way. I'm happy as a fan, but I feel like from a career perspective, I feel like she's achieved everything now. There's nothing more for her to do. If you want to go out on a high, this is the time to do it. Because in a rematch, it could go differently. But then again, if it does go differently in the rematch, then we're going to have a third fight, aren't we? This could be the start of a trilogy, bro. This could really be the start of a trilogy. And they're talking about maybe potentially having a rematch in Ireland, Croke Park in Dublin, which is 80K odd. They reckon they can fill it. How historic is that for a women's fight now? In the 80K stadium? That's crazy. So I can see why that's so hard to say no to, which is probably why we're probably going to have this run back. But yeah, do you have any thoughts towards, I guess, them running it back or whether she should call it a day now? Or not?
I want to see more. I can't lie to you. Right. I think she's great. Obviously, these fights, she's taken she's been touched a bit more than she previously has done, but that comes with stepping up, that comes with fighting the best.
Yeah.
She's had a long career, to be fair to her. But now she's had this breakthrough moment, another break. The earning opportunities are through the roof. So capitalize off it. She deserves it. I guess in terms of rematch, last episode, once again, I said I need a rematch. I need a trilogy. I asked if there was a rematch clause. I want to see then fight now, fight again, because I just knew the type of fight we'd have. And of course, you have people saying that it was a robbery. Jake Paul said something like that. Don't know where he's getting robbery from.
He needs to relax.
Have a robbery. And then people saying, how was in that 5th round, the 10-8 round? Like, relax.
Oh my gosh.
People do the most when they're riding for their fight and saying, it should have been 10-8. One, Katie Taylor was still swinging back and she weren't just getting pieced up and shelled up. And she didn't touch the canvas. So cool for silly 10-8 rounds. But yeah, I think just in terms of the earning potential and how much more they can do for women's boxing through a second fight, a third fight, they should do it. They've earned money this time. People would happily pay for the second one, and it'll bring more eyes to the sport, a second one.
Yeah.
And yeah, Katie Taylor has a 49 and God knows when. I don't know. She's always fighting in London, America.
Yeah.
Even fighting in Cardiff in AJ's undercard. So yeah, do a homecoming in Ireland and sell out that stadium because it will sell out. Be another special occasion.
80K stadium for sellout for a women's boxing fight is insane. I think you need to deep how big of a milestone that is. And they'll do it. They will 100% do it. Irish fans will fill up for Katie Taylor in that stadium, 100%. And yeah, for that milestone, yeah, it's worth it, I guess. And obviously the money you're going to make is worth it. I'll
tell you that. If they get time, but Serrano's not winning.
That's the thing, though, because I feel like Serrano had it. She had a moment. And if she stayed on the gas, I think she would have taken that fight, I mean, in terms of winning. If she stayed on the gas. So she's had that taste of being that close in terms of knowing what she has to do and what she has to work on to prevent it so it doesn't happen again. So we could very much see if that second fight happens in Ireland, I think Serrano she might have something for her, She might have something for her.
At the same time, Katie Taylor, that was almost of her own doing. You deep it.
Yeah.
If you just avoided staying in the pocket and boxed and moved and maybe done that all night, it could have.
But Flowz, we know her. She loves it. She likes a tear up. She loves it.
Yeah.
She won't be able to resist. She won't be able to resist in Ireland with the home fans guessing. She won't be able to resist.
Yeah, she gets. It's not like she gets drawn out, like you say. She's like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But man, yeah, this is sometimes you need these rivalries. You need a dance partner, and these two are the perfect dance partners.
Yes.
Yeah, do it, run it back, and they're both happy to run it back, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm sitting, and I need more people to see it.
Yes.
Wake up next time,
listeners. I implore you. We implore you on the SZN podcast. Go and watch that fight. Honestly, it's worth it. You will not be disappointed.
From the ring walk to the end, watch it all.
You will not be disappointed. I promise you. It's that good, man. Yeah, it's so funny because we said that Clarissa Shields, Serrano Marshall is going to be Women's Fight of the Year, but boy, that might be out the window already. I don't know if I could beat this. It could maybe, but boy, I wouldn't bet on it.
Well, we both said this is the bigger fight anyway. So
yeah.
That one, the build-up would be more fiery because the build-up for this was really just talk up of the moment and Eddie Hearn and Jake Paul going back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, special.
Two special fighters. Hats off to both of you. I was thoroughly entertained. I was. I mean, you telling me that you expended so much energy watching that fight, you had to go eat.
Whoa, recovery.
Recovery. Hey. Oh, that's so funny. Of what?
Yeah.
Sorry, Dan.
I just a healthy player at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I was hungry.
That plate was stacked, but I said, yeah, you hit recovery for real. Yeah, man. Shout out to both fighters, man. I'm definitely gonna run this back before I go to bed again tonight. And it's so funny because this was one fight, and we had two this night. I said, "Wow, boy, over to you, Shakur." Also, Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez swiftly followed this fight. Great timing that this one ended, and I think the ring walks then started for Oscar Valdez Shakur, which was great. Obviously, going off what the ladies had done, I wasn't expecting this fight to be more exciting and whatnot. I said that's a tough one to beat. I'll be so real. But as I said, I was expecting Shakur to come and do his thing in a good fight against a world-class opponent. Boy, I'm shocked, man. I am shocked. I'm shocked because remember, I said I was very bullish. I said Shakur Stevenson is going to beat this boy. I was very, very confident in that. So it's going to be Shakur W. Huh?
We both were.
Yeah, we both were. However, I did not expect Shakur Stevenson to put on a masterclass such as this. I thought it would be competitive. It wasn't even that. Honestly, it was not competitive at all. Shakur made a world-class fighter, again, look completely ordinary. Made him look like he shouldn't be in the ring with him. From round 4, Flowz, I said, this is over. 4 rounds are gone. I said, this is done. It's done. Shakur Stevenson is absolutely just, I don't know, it wasn't even, it was a battering, but yeah, it was a boxing masterclass. He battered Oscar Valdez, took my man's belt with ease, whilst having fun and playing around in there pretty much sometimes and laughing at him. This boy is so good. Like, once again, I'm almost running out of superlatives for him. He's that good. From round 1, the jab was sharp. He was timing Oscar Valdez. The footwork is incredible. He was the bigger man, and he made, he showed that he was a bigger man in there. From round 1, bro. From round 1, I said to myself, wow, this kid looks sharp. This is mad. I've never seen Oscar Valdez look so limited offensively, ever. I'm trying to think, even against Constance, where before he lost the fight, he still was giving a good effort and he still was throwing a lot. Flowz, there was periods in that fight where Valdez wasn't even throwing. He couldn't. Shakur wouldn't even let him throw. He was he looked fully befuddled as to what was in front of him and how he could break this kid down. Absolutely insane performance from Shakur Stevenson. It was easy for him. In fact, he even took rounds off later on. He took rounds off later on and started playing around. It was that easy for him. How good is this kid? how good is he?
Stupid, because like we said, the Jamal Herring fight we knew how good he was before that. We knew he was essential. But that fight there cemented to me that this guy is different.
Yeah.
The way he treated Jamal Herring, treated him, I was like, this guy is going to dominate the division. It's calm. He's ready. He's ready for whatever it comes. Last episode, when I was saying he's going to get that boy, I really meant it. He's going to get him.
Yeah.
The difference in class was the distance control he had. So you're looking at Oscar Valdez. He doesn't even know how to get in. He can't get in close with the jab because he's being out jabbed.
Yep.
He's trying to walk in. He's getting picked up. He couldn't do anything. His footwork wasn't as good, and he does this. Shakur does this thing where he measures them with his lead hand. Measures them, and boom, just starts picking shots from the body.
Word to Floyd. That's Floyd 101. Floyd used to do it all the time. Puts
his arms out on the head and then starts picking shots and boom. Yeah. And he's very surgical with his shot selection. Very surgical. And he was having fun in there. He was smiling, sticking his tongue out.
He took the piss. Flowz, he was boying it. He was boying it. It was actually very rude from him.
It weren't even competitive at some points. It was like, yeah, this is a rep. Like, this is really a rep. Even from the second round, you can see, boy. Yeah, by round 4, I was saying, yeah, this is a foregone conclusion, to be honest.
Brother, this is Oscar Valdez. That's the kingpin of the division. Let's not get this twisted. That's the best in the division. As I said, I've never seen Valdez, who is a Mexican fighter, all action, comes forward, pressure fighter, throws lots of punches. He couldn't even get his work off. He looks so befuddled, man. He's there trying to get inside. He can't. If he tries to get inside, quick check shot. Or I think even what round I was even saying that Valdez is so trying. Remember, in the first round, Valdez twice tried swinging for Shakur, misjudged the distance, and stumbled and lost his footing. He did that in the first. He did that twice in the first round, and that set the tone. That set the tone.
His distance control is so good, man. He's in and out of range.
Yeah,
perfectly. So good at it.
And it wasn't as if Shakur, like I said, it was a very punch-wise, very economical from him, but just the accuracy. Like, this is what it's almost like this. This is what we thought Broner would be like in terms of, you know what I mean? What I'm saying in terms of very economical punching, pinpoint accuracy, and punching when you need to. Like that was it from him. It wasn't like he was overexerting himself. It was a slow, deliberate, methodical pace, and he was in control at all times. Now there were times when Valdez tried to turn up. You notice when there were I think later rounds, I mean the middle rounds, where Valdez started trying to invest the body to try and slow him down, and he would have his flurries. And it was a very, very pro-Mexican crowd. So whenever Valdez would start going, the crowd would start going crazy and whatnot. But these flurries weren't doing anything. They weren't putting a dent in Shakur. The body work wasn't working. And every time Valdez would have a little flurry of activity, Shakur would just answer back with a couple pinpoint combinations, and Valdez would go quiet again. It was like he little boyed Valdez, and in this situation, Shakur was meant to be the little boy. That's what's bad.
Little boy and three people.
he's little boy. All these guys are older than him and more experienced than him. It's crazy how good this kid is, man. Yeah, unbelievable performance. I even felt sorry for Valdez at times because he just couldn't work. I'd never seen Valdez look so pitiful. I can't lie.
Frustrated, man. He was frustrated. When he got dropped to the sixth, I thought, it's
again. What happened there? He overextended. Shakur check hook, and then hit him uppercut again. Fell on the floor. Valdez was there protesting furiously, but I know he was pissed off. Like he could do nothing.
He got caught twice.
Twice.
Like it wasn't a slip.
It wasn't a slip.
But he wasn't hurt. It wasn't that he was hurt.
It's just more pride in it. His pride was hurt.
But after that, Shakur started taking rounds off and allowed others. Valdez showed heart. Let's give him credit because he fought to the end.
Yeah,
like to try and make it rough and ugly. They were both trying to protest with the ref to get the ref on side and whatnot. So he made it a fight, but it just weren't. Yeah, it was more Shakur just relaxing.
Yeah,
he was just smiling, boy. You saw him in the 10th flexing and
right. In the 10th, he started running, flexing, laughing. The crowd were booing. He didn't care. He loved it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind being the villain.
He actually welcomes it. It's funny.
Man.
Yeah, we've said it on this pod before. Shakur Stevenson's coming. We keep saying it. Stop sleeping, guys. Wake up, because he's here now. He's here now. He's just beat up Oscar Valdez with ease. We said that there's no one else in the division for him to fight. He talked about, he said he's happy to unify, but as we know, that move up to 135 is just a moment away. We're just waiting for that to happen. Hey, it's long for them, man. It's long for them, man. But the potential matchups in that 135 division, boy, man, got me salivating. Tasty, stay tasty, man. I can't wait for when he moves up and he challenges these, man. It's long for them. It's so long for them.
They're gonna be ducking him like the plague. I'm telling you. I'm glad he's choosing to unify and become undisputed.
Yeah,
I think that's just a quick win. That's just an easy W to grab. Wrap up that division.
Yeah.
There's no unfinished business here. Then go up and see what we want to see. And obviously, the man.
Yes, you man, your notice is now. You'll notice now because you see what he's doing, and that's not okay. Let me not say it's not a foregone conclusion for him to wrap up that division because, as you know, that division's got killers too. 135. I said 130. That's done. I'm saying it's not a foregone conclusion for him to wrap up 135 because, as we know, that division's got killers too. Haney, Loma, Tank. These guys are killers too. But this boy's coming with a lot of momentum and a lot of man behind him and a lot of confidence as well. He's scared of no one. I promise you that.
I'm creasing at the names. Why do you say Garcia?
Garcia too, my bad. I forgot my minute.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Garcia too. I play around with Garcia, but Garcia is good. I like Garcia still. Yeah.
I mean, these are the names we want to see all fight. So
yeah,
on names on the hat, the better, because there's only so much. Let's not say ducking, but there's only so much other routes you can go. You have to meet with one of these guys at some point.
Yeah.
You need to meet with all of them. You need to get on. So yeah.
Even the post-fight interview, obviously Shakur is such a confident boy, hella confident. You know, he was like, it was easy for me, kind of thing. Valdez was burdened. I could tell he was burning inside. Like, he looked so disconsolate and just sad, and he was like, call me a good shot, blah blah, he's a good fighter. Like, you know, that sort of shrugging your shoulders. Like, Valdez was pissed off.
It was hot because Julio Chavez was in the cut, Canelo was in the cut.
Yeah. Bear man were in the cut. Bear man.
In front of his legends.
Yeah, man. He was, you could tell he was pissed off, but there's nothing you could do, man, when you get someone that's good, that's that good. It's just mad though, because like Valdez is, like I said, he's not food. This is a world-class fighter. This is the best in the division. And Shakur just treated him like a ragdoll. It's insane. Man, Shakur Stevenson, hats off again. You've been on our prospect list for a reason, because we know how good you're going to be. So everyone get hip now, because the price of the bricks going up. It's going all the way up. But yeah, man. Apart from that, I think that's it for the weekend's action. But the fun don't stop, bro, because this coming week, the best boxer in the world is back. The world's best boxer is back. Canelo, Dimitri Bivol, light heavy. Let's go. Let's flip and go. What do you reckon for this one, Flowz?
I can't believe this guy's really at light heavy, man. I still can't believe it.
Flowz, believe it. It's here. Believe it.
You remember, we're going way back now on the pod, and I said, if this guy goes up to light heavy and starts walking down Bivol and Beterbiev and piecing them up the way he's doing to these super middles,
I mean, technically, he's already done
it. It's crazy, man. I run out of words to describe this dude.
Yeah.
Still wise, brilliant. Like, I'm watching Liam Smith v Jesse Vargas. I'm thinking Canelo fought this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's at 175?
175, yeah.
That was 154 for him.
Well, he fought Smith? Yeah.
154, and now he's at 175. And Canelo's not huge. We've said Canelo's not
he's a small middleweight.
It's crazy. And Bivol's no slouch. Like, people keep trying to disrespect who's Bivol. Bivol's a champion. A serious champion.
Yeah, we know the pattern with Canelo now. Fight so-and-so. He's a killer. Cool. He goes and beats so-and-so. That guy wasn't even that good, man. He hasn't fought anyone. That's the pattern of every Canelo fight. They've rubbished, what's his name? Callum Smith. They've rubbished Billy Joe. They've rubbished Caleb Plant. They've rubbished everyone this guy fights. They'll say, fight him. He beats them, he washes them or whatever. Either the fight was rigged or these guys were nobodies. They've beaten nobody. So I don't listen to that, man. People have a Canelo agenda. Fair enough. You don't like him, innit? But you can't say what he's doing isn't historic and isn't for boxing. That's what I'm going to say.
It's crazy. Benavidez, Charlo, the people they're saying, they don't have a Bivol on their resume. They don't.
Yep.
They couldn't beat Bivol. I'm saying that now. They couldn't. Yep. Charlo's not moving up to 175 and beating Bivol. He's losing. Benavidez, maybe Benavidez has a big, because he's 168.
He's got a better chance because he's big. But yeah.
But let them two fight each other. Let's see who wins. And then they fight Bivol and win after that.
That's a two-stage.
Yeah, fight Bivol.
Man said two-stage interview, though.
Golovkin. Go fight Golovkin and see what happens to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bivol beat Golovkin.
I know you've been bullish and saying that before. You think Bivol washes Golovkin.
Bivol's cold. I don't know what he's.
Bivol is very cold. So yeah, let's talk about it, because obviously we do this with every, I guess, Canelo fight. He's always fighting these cold guys, and it's like, okay, which one of these cold guys can he eventually run into that's going to give him serious trouble? Do you see Bivol giving Canelo serious trouble on Saturday?
You know what? I'm going to say this.
Uh-huh.
Bivol wins, but he doesn't win.
Yeah, he flows.
He doesn't get the decision.
Oh my gosh.
Bivol, I would have watched this fight, and Bivol's going to. I believe Bivol will take rounds.
Yeah.
Do enough to win, but won't win. And I'm not going to say.
So you're saying that if you, as in when you watch this on Saturday, scoring the fight, you think you're going to by 12, you're going to come and say Bivol's won that.
Yep.
On the scorecards for you. Okay. Interesting.
I have to say, I can't. You're not moving up to 175 in doing that. What's the point in weight classes? In fact, yes, I'm saying that Bivol's going to win, but Canelo's going to get it. It's going to be a close fight. It's going to be competitive. Okay. But by the end of it, I'll be
So you're saying that Dimitri Bivol is going to be Canelo's toughest test since Triple G?
What do you mean? Well, remember Kovalev? I had Kovalev winning that.
Yeah, but he knocked him. Yeah, but he knocked him out. So obviously, I actually don't see Canelo knocking out Bivol. I don't see him knocking out Bivol.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Big war. I don't think it's going to be a big war, but Bivol's very intelligent when he boxes. He's very smart.
He's actually very underrated because Bivol's really good, at finding his range and getting on your chest whilst avoiding stuff coming his way. He's got really good head movement, very good hand placement as well, very good at blocking shots.
Change the level.
And Bivol's relentless. He comes forward. So I will be very surprised if I see, as you said, Canelo walking this man down and being the one that's the aggressor, because that's Bivol's back. He walks on everyone, and he's very, relentless with it, as we saw against Craig Richards and whatnot. I'd be interested to see if Canelo hurts this guy. Again, it's quite fierce. It's quite worrying if Canelo's able to put a dent in this guy, because Bivol is durable as well. But we have seen Bivol outboxing portions a little bit. Craig Richards got to him a little, Craig Richards, even though he started terribly and whatever, I think towards the end of a fight, Craig Richards finally sort of got what he had to do and was actually outboxing him in some portions. So I'm inclined to thinking that we're going to see more of the boxer Canelo in this fight, as opposed to the walk down Canelo. We're going to see Canelo more in his boxing bag again. Because we've said Canelo is a natural counter puncher. He's added these other strings to his bow as he's got older and as he's gone along, as he's moved up the levels. But naturally, his game is counter punching. So I think we might see a bit more of that with Canelo, obviously against Bivol, with the head movement and the counter punching. I can't see Canelo losing. I can't lie. He's impossible. Where is it even? Is it Vegas? Let me even check.
Yeah, I don't see him losing, but he's not. He can't be that good. He can't be so like he's a cheat code. And Bivol's not whack.
Canelo's 5'7", I can't believe this. Oh. He's actually small.
Oh,
he's 5'7.5". That is so funny.
Logic, physics have to play a factor. They have to.
Eventually, eventually this guy's got to run into someone that's just too. Bivol is 6 foot, and this guy's 5'7.5". That is insane.
Yeah, listeners, hear what I'm saying. Bivol's gonna win, but he's not gonna win. It's gonna be that. That's my prediction of the fight.
It's in Vegas. It's impossible to get a decision against Canelo in Vegas. I'll keep it a buck now. Boy, it's a great fight though. It's a great fight. Cinco de Mayo weekend. Is it Cinco? Yeah, it will be. Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. I already know the Wingwalks can be crazy. Man's coming with the live mariachi band as usual. He's gonna have a concert. It's just hard to look past kind of decision in Vegas, to be honest. Like, you just can't decision my man. You have to knock him out, and I don't think Bivol hasn't got the power to stop Canelo. I actually don't think Bivol hits. I might even go on a limb and say Triple G probably hits harder than Bivol. So if Triple G won't be able to stagger him, I doubt Bivol could. But yeah, I see Canelo taking this. I do think it'll be competitive. But I really will sit up if I see Canelo walking this man down and hurting this guy. I really will. Like, questions might have to be asked. To be honest, to be honest, with Bivol, maybe not. If he goes and does that to Beterbiev, then I'm actually gonna start investing. I will do my own investigation. I actually will, because so if he didn't know that, because Beterbiev is scarier than Bivol, to be honest. Hits harder, madder chin. If Canelo's able to hurt and walk down and just take Beterbiev's shots like that, yeah, then I'm asking serious questions. Bivol's probably seen as a smaller one, so yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a good fight, though. It's gonna be a good fight. I know a lot of Canelo haters, because he's got a lot. I'll probably, how like I said, how Floyd got to the stage where people were picking guys and lumping on them to beat Floyd because they're thinking, yeah, he's the one that can do it. I've seen a lot of people saying, yo, Bivol, I think Bivol might have Canelo's number.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I've seen one or two people say that, yeah.
I've just been seeing people discredit.
But the people I've heard that from, I know have got Canelo agendas. So they're banking on Bivol to do something. But yeah, we'll see in it. We'll see.
Yeah, the ones I'm hearing are still putting their money on Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez. I
know you want that to happen because I know you think Canelo washes them, man, and it's a big humbling experience for these guys who are back in Charlo and Benavidez. It could be peak for them, man.
Well, for one, these guys haven't even fought at the level required to be saying, yeah, they beat my man. You can't just you can't be fighting this guy. You need to fight this guy. You need to beat
who? Benavidez?
Yeah, Benavidez fighting Lemieux, but who's his best win? He didn't even fight this guy in Greek. That didn't happen.
Benavidez's best win is I don't know, actually. I can't remember. Are you sure it's not his Catty?
I don't think that fight happened.
I'll check now.
Plant's best win.
Yeah, that was Plant.
And that's partly the reason we said he.
Oh yeah, it didn't even happen. Probably Darrell then. Yeah, probably Darrell's his best win.
No. And Charlo's best win, Derevchenko.
Yeah.
That's not Canelo. You might not even fight. Not even fighting champions.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, them man should fight each other or fight someone, do something. So, like Charlo's fighting Selecki next.
Yeah.
Selecki.
Hey, let's not talk about. We'll talk about when that time comes in it. But yeah.
Canelo. That's crazy. No one's beaten him ever. He's the best ever.
Yeah. Right. We'll see. This is intriguing. Like I said, yeah. Let's see, because the Kovalev fight, even though I had him losing at the time, I could tell it was just a matter of time because Kovalev was pissing me off that fight because there were ample opportunities. There was ample opportunities for Kovalev to go for it, and he was just doing tippy tappy. It wasn't like, and Kovalev was meant to be the biggest killer and in terms of the hardest hitter in that division. Kovalev was pissing me off. I don't even know what he was doing. So that told me and everything. And obviously the way Canelo broke him down and he went down and knocked him out, I said, yeah, Kovalev's clearly spent, clearly. So, but Bivol is fresh. He's live and he's a lot younger than Kovalev was. And he's not, I think he lives like, Kovalev, they said he didn't really live the life outside the ring. Bivol, I think, is very, dedicated, etc. So he's going to want this. This is a huge scalp. This is a massive win for him if he's able to pull it off. So, but if he does win, we know there's a rematch clause baked in straight away. Obviously, we know that's going to happen. So, yeah.
People talk about all these Canelo having fake fights, rigged fights, and these people taking dives. So, Bivol might take a dive.
Oh, my gosh. I don't.
Bivol and Benavidez are sparring, and apparently it was good sparring. So, but back to Benavidez. I just want to see him step up and fight someone. That you can do.
I rate Benavidez. Benavidez is a very good fighter, but yeah, he needs to fight better position. And I guess Lemieux's a decent start, I guess, but I'm expecting him to wash Lemieux. I can't lie. This is Lemieux hasn't been the same since Triple G bopped his head way back in the day. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm expecting him to wash him. I can't lie.
And Billy Joe Saunders cooked Lemieux.
Oh gosh, that's Billy Joe's Billy Joe's defining career performance when he had my man doing the.
Easily, we saw down to Billy Joe. So
yeah.
I
just want to touch upon the undercard because it's a good undercard as well. There's a very good heavyweight fight on the undercard. Hrgovic versus Zhang. That's a really good heavyweight undercard. I'm definitely gonna tune in for that. Hrgovic, obviously, as we know, we discussed in this pod, is probably the heavyweight that everyone's avoiding right now. He's the real boogeyman of the division right now, and who's next up, I think, to be a champion. at some point if he's able to get the fights. And Zhang's been ticking around for a while now. Chinese heavyweight, also unbeaten. Yeah, it does. To be honest, Zhang hasn't really fought anyone big like that, but I think they have high hopes for him in China. Zhang is Eddie. Zhang is Matchroom, right? Yeah. I think Eddie's talked about him a couple of times and whatnot. I've seen a few of his fights. He's decent. He's not too bad.
Were they trying to line him up for a fight with AJ in China?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Expecting Hrgović to win, but it's a good fight. And there's actually one of the guys, well, one of my prospects of the year who I put on our list, a fighter who I really, really like and I really rate and I think could be special. Montana Love. He's also on the undercard. He's got a Mexican opponent, Gabriel Valenzuela. I'm pretty sure I've seen that guy before. His name rings a bell. But I'm just happy to see Montana on the undercard and happy to see him active. I want to see him work because he, to me, is another one that's really up and coming and could be special. So, yeah, it's a good undercard. I like the undercard. I'm going to tune in for Montana's fight. We'll tune in for Hrgovic's fight. And obviously the main event should be a good one. I'm expecting a good fight, man. I really am.
We've had some good undercards, even like the fights the other day. Good undercard.
Yeah, exactly.
Had a good win.
Yeah, good win for him, yeah.
Adam Williams, good win.
Yeah, his knockout was brilliant. Yeah. Hey, look out for Ammo. He could be going on our prospect list for next year, boy, because he's looking nice. Yeah, man. Look forward to it. And the boxing's coming thick and fast. We've had some good fights the last couple of weeks, and Cinco de Mayo weekend. Obviously, we expect a good one. It's Canelo, so it's always a privilege to watch Canelo. Just before we sign off, Flowz, actually, I want to take us back to the ladies again because something I forgot to mention. But obviously, I feel like this is going to be something that's brought up inevitably with every sort of women's boxing fight that's a banger or just sick. The debate obviously rages on again with 2-minute rounds. 10 rounds, 2 minute apiece. Again, it was brought up that maybe we should be having 3-minute rounds for the ladies. I think it's going to happen soon, you know. I think it's inevitable that's going to happen, you know. I think they're going to up the rounds to 3 minutes. I think, Belly, you said it might be a tough task for us to go from 10 2-minute rounds to 12 3-minute rounds for the girls at first. If you ask me, women the top tier like Katie Taylor, etc., they can do it. I reckon they could bang out for 3 rounds. But Clarissa came through with a proposal, which I think I agree with. She said, how about we start with 10 3-minute rounds? Just to sort of, dip their toes in the water first, see how it plays out, etc. And then obviously if that does really well and that's good, then maybe we can consider extending it to 12 3-minute rounds. But the bottom line is 2-minute rounds need to go for women. Let's up it to 3-minute rounds. Keep it at 10 for now. 10 3-minute rounds. That's what I say. What were your thoughts on upping the upping it to 3 minutes?
Well, my thoughts have been well documented, but I want to present a different debate. Keep the 2 minutes. Keep it.
Because it's all action for 2 minutes at least.
It's all action. Like I say, it doesn't favour the elite fighters at a high level. 2-minute rounds does them no favors. I'll be so real. It doesn't. But for the sake of the entertainment we're enjoying, and 12 2-minute rounds, I'd prefer. 12 2-minute rounds, so we have more.
Okay.
Imagine an 11th and 12th round of yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
2 more rounds with that same intensity. That would have been that would be quality.
Yeah. And also good, to be fair. 12 2-minute rounds, fine.
That is the first. And I agree with you. I think they can do the 3 minutes. I think they can easily do 3
The
minutes.
elite can definitely do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about game management and game plans. I think the game plans will change slightly. But I think their mentalities are still very much the same in terms of they want to fight. They're more on it than these men. Or
even, how in terms of the roundage, for example, the elite championship fights would have 12 rounds, right? And say a warm-up fight or not such an elite fight will have a 10 round. And you know how it goes up from like 3 rounds, 6 rounds, 10 rounds, or whatever. We could potentially have maybe for the championship fights, the world championship fights, the elite of the elite, you have like the 3-minute 10 rounds or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm saying, or the 12 rounds, 2 minutes. And then if it's not such an elite fight, if it's a step below continental level, etc., or European level, that can be maybe what we see today, 10 2-minute rounds, perhaps. Maybe you could do it that way. But yeah, the bottom line is, yeah, either up the rounds or up the minutes, but we want to see these ladies more prolonged, because we were saying, a lot of people were saying yesterday that these 2-minute rounds are just flying by too quickly. It's not doing these girls any favors. You can argue that if it was a 3-minute rounder, Serrano could have gotten Taylor out of there in the 5th round, but obviously it didn't happen that way. And I guess we're kind of happy because it kept the action going back and forth. But yeah, there are times when I feel like it's over too soon. I need more. And these lot can go for more. So let's up something, whether the roundage or the minutes, up something.
Yeah, the podcasters, my opinions, I've been saying 2-minute rounds can go to hell.
But
just to present a different debate, I don't want to lose what we have, the intensity, because you're watching a fight and you're just being from the first second, they're onto each other, they're banging out, and it's enjoyable. We speak highly of women's boxing and we enjoy it, and I guess maybe that plays the factor into it. So I mean, when you say if it's not broke, then fix it. But once again, I go back to my previous arguments. It doesn't do better fighters any favors. It doesn't allow them to get off their work. It makes some fights between the skilled and the lesser skilled scrappier.
Yeah.
And then they're better than 2-minute rounds. Let's be real, they're better than it. But let's see what options they present. I think championship fights, great example. Extend that, make that longer, and then maybe gradually work up to the 3 minutes for chat rounds or however you want to do it. And let's enjoy more of what they have to offer. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I think now that the conversations are being brought up now live on air, etc., as opposed to us, for example, on pods or whatever, I think we could potentially see something maybe in the future, something maybe a sort of revamp. I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely a debate that's happening more and more. And I think every time, for example, if Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall was a banger, which we're expecting it to be, I guarantee they're going to bring it up again. I think they're going to bring it up each time. It's a big women's fight, and it's really, really good. We're going to see this round thing. So we'll see. So Carissa was quite bullish. She said, she could do 3 minutes. Carissa's like, I'll be sparring 6 minutes sometimes. I'm like, okay. I believe her as well. I believe her. So yeah, these women can definitely do it. I do think so.
But yeah, it's just sometimes you're watching 3-minute rounds and sometimes it's boring. Like the first minute, nothing happens and it picks up.
Yeah.
So I see an argument of people who want
absolutely. But to be honest, bro, women are more active than men, so they're more on stuff than the mailboxes. Let's be real.
Exactly that.
All right, but yeah, that's it. Let's round off there, man. Great episode. We saw some great fights. Next week should be great as well. Signing off. This is episode 88 of the SZN podcast. I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And make sure you keep subscribing, keep listening, keep supporting. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.